the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police.
From shelter days in the Bronx to stadium stages and classroom podiums, KRS-One turned hip-hop into a movement built on knowledge, community, and call and response energy. If rap had a teacher, this was the first one to hand out the syllabus. Let's hit the rewind button on the one they called The Teacher. Chapter 1. Roots in the South Bronx. Growing up amid the burnt-out buildings and vibrant street art of late 1970s NYC, Chris Parker's early life was a mix of Jamaican heritage, shelter stays, and after-school chess matches at the Bronx River Projects. These experiences forged both survival instincts and a hunger to educate through rhyme. What does it take to become hip-hop's most outspoken professor? Long before the Grammys recognized rap, a young Lawrence Chris Parker was rhyming in New York's shelters, sharpening a message that would echo for decades. Today, we're rewinding the tape on KRS-One, The Teacher, charting his rise, his potential mistakes, and the classroom he built for an entire culture.
You're gonna hear when KRS-One step up. I'm thick like syrup. No, I'm not corrupt. Sit back and relax and watch the KRS are up.
Chapter 2. Criminal Minded and Scott LaRock. After meeting a former social worker who turned DJ named Scott Sterling at the Franklin Avenue shelter, Chris found a mentor who polished his raw talent. Together, they fused dancehall patios with boom-bap drums.
You don't have to get on the corner and sling illegal substances.
Birthing a sound that challenged Queensbridge rivals and re-centered hip-hop's birthplace, the Bronx. The story ignites in 1986 when Chris teams with DJ Scott LaRock to form Boogie Down Productions. Their debut, Criminal Minded, flips reggae basslines into raw street sound, establishing hardcore as the new rap frontier. But the movement takes a tragic turn. LaRock is murdered just 5 months after the album drops, thrusting 22-year-old Chris into unexpected leadership. Chapter 3. Edutainment Revolution. Reeling from loss, KRS channeled grief into activism, founding the Stop the Violence movement and pioneering the edutainment movement. Albums like By All Means Necessary blended militant imagery with lectures on economics, turning rap shows into pop-up classrooms. Rather than retreat, KRS-One pivots. Gangster fades out, social science ushers in. Armed with Malcolm X-type imagery and a public speaker's cadence, he raps about apartheid, policing, and self-empowerment, all while breaking down dancehall rhythms on stage. Fans coin him a new nickname, The Teacher. Even Billboard can't ignore the lessons when Boogie Down Productions' third LP cracks the top 40. Chapter 4. Commercial Crossroads. Hip-hop's mainstream explosion saw glossy videos and G-Funk reign supreme. KRS stuck to gritty boom-bap, sparring lyrically with MC Shan, NWA, and even PM Dawn on a nightclub stage, proving authenticity sometimes means swimming against the tide. Then comes the golden age turbulence. By 1995, gangster rap's flashy bravado dominates airwaves. KRS doubles down on philosophy, but commercial radio widely tunes him out. His 1997 self-titled album sells modestly. Critics love it, but program directors don't. The Teacher's classroom suddenly feels deserted. Chapter 5. The Madonna Flashpoint. Fed up with industry gatekeepers, KRS crashed Madonna's Staples Center show in 2000, calling out exorbitant ticket prices and corporate control. The outburst painted him as volatile, yet it underscored a lifelong stance: culture over commerce. A fresh controversy keeps him in the headlines, only for the wrong reasons. During Madonna's music tour stop in Los Angeles, KRS fires verbal shots from the audience, protesting ticket prices and industry politics. Mainstream outlets label him combustible, and his bookings begin to thin out. Chapter 6. Spiritual-Minded Detour. KRS's 2001 pivot to gospel-influenced R&B surprised purists, but signaled a restless creative spirit. Off stage, he built the Temple of Hip-Hop, drafted a hip-hop declaration of peace, and taught university seminars on the culture's 5 elements. Sensing stagnation, he experiments, dropping Spiritual-Minded, a gospel-related R&B pivot that leaves die-hard fans puzzled and his peers skeptical. Sales stall, but the detour exposes him to new stages, university lecture halls. By 2004, he is lecturing full-time, launching the Temple of Hip-Hop and formalizing Hip-Hop Appreciation Week. Chapter 7. Legacy Reignited. Streaming services, podcast interviews, and a fiery 2021 versus battle with Big Daddy Kane reintroduced KRS to Gen Z. NFTs of classic cover art and lectures on Web3 exemplify how he continues translating philosophy for new tech landscapes. 2 decades later, the culture comes full circle. Streaming resurrects catalog classics, and versus battles remind the world why cadence plus charisma still rule. Whether debating philosophy or trading bars, KRS proves that age can't dull conviction. His ability to rap and dance, remember those scissor kicks at 60, turns every stage into a history lesson with cardio. Chapter 8, the final lesson. From street corner cypher to the university lectern, KRS-One remains hip-hop's enduring moral compass. His slogan, "Each one, teach one," echoes in after-school programs across the globe. So, what's the takeaway? Impact isn't always tallied in chart placements. Sometimes it's etched in school curricula, community centers, and the thousands of MCs who stopped rhyming for applause and started rhyming for purpose because the teacher showed them how. Here's your call to engagement. Tell us what you think. Is Chris one of the best battle rappers to ever grace the stage? How impactful were his teachings to the culture and the community? Where would we be today without him? Drop your take in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more Golden Era deep dives. Peace.